So today's episode is just going to be me. I had a scheduled podcast today, but unfortunately, I think the person that I've trying to message is not awake at the moment, which is completely fine. I understand. Obviously, with this situation, people are staying up late anyway. I've got the same issue. So I'm just going to do one for myself. I've got a few questions that I'm going to answer. Just so I've got something to put out and so you guys can understand a little bit about me and my mindset and why I do what I do. So the first question I'm asking myself is why Airs Films? So it's a funny thing. It was meant to be, so my star, whatever you call it, your star sign is Airs. Not Airs, sorry, Aries. So the whole idea was, okay, well, what can I name the media business? It has to mean something. It has to be relatable towards me, or like I just felt like I had to connect. So I'm like, I'll call it Aries Films. So throughout my education life, I've struggled very hard with reading and writing, especially reading, but writing also. So as you know, I misspelt it. So now it's classed as Airs Films, and it was meant to be Aries Films. So that's basically the story of how Airs Films kind of erupted into what it is. So it's quite a funny story. So when I do make it big or whatever, I know that sounds a bit big-headed, but you have to have you have to have that mindset first of all. So when I do make it big, it's a funny story to tell to people that it was actually meant to be Aries Films, but it turned out Airs Films. But I think Airs Film actually has a better sound to it. It's just my opinion. What made you want to do media? So this is a funny one as well. So I used to dance, and a lot of people know that. Like I've always had a creative background. I did art in school, and then I moved to dance, which was also self-expression through an art form. And then I wanted to also continue dancing in college, so I was trying to look for a dance course. But I didn't do the best in school, so my grades was very limited into where I could get into. The place where I'm situated, which is Bradford, is the only place that would take me because my grades was that bad. Luckily, I found media through this situation. So I went to performing arts for an interview, and I didn't kind of like how it was explained. I just felt like it wasn't me, and I'm all about staying true to myself. I don't sing and I don't act, but I do dance. So I could have learned there's two other things to really pursue the dancing career. But I really enjoyed filming my dance videos and uploading them to YouTube because that's what I used to do. So I thought, let me go to media just so I can work on my videos for YouTube and make them better. So ideally, I went to media to make my YouTube videos, my dance YouTube videos, much better than there was being. So it's kind of a funny story. And then when I did the course, I met a few friends, only a few people, especially I met a best friend called Luke Edwards, and he's been by my side all the way throughout. So in college, I wouldn't say I was picked on, but a lot of people doubted me a lot. I wasn't the brightest kid, I never have been, but I got into the subject. The first 6 months, not the first 6 months, first term, sorry. I found it really hard because it was a new subject, and I've never even took notice into media at all. And I didn't know how much actually went into media. So then that first term, I was talking to my family, and I was like, I don't know if I like it. I don't know if it's for me. But I wanted to continue doing it. I wanted to keep learning. And then the second term, I started to really understand it a bit more. I think that's because over that term, I was really starting to I was watching more YouTube videos, more tutorials, more knowledge on how media works, if that makes sense. And then second term and third term, I started to really enjoy it. And in that period, we went to London as well and did loads of different things, went to Harry Potter Studio. So it was really like building a hype up, which made my interest grow even more into the subject that I was learning, which was media. So yeah, that's kind of how I got into media, really through that. But I just want to expand a bit more in terms of how college was for me and uni, and if I personally think it was worth it. So throughout college, a lot of people thought I was dumb. I'd struggled. I scraped getting a pass the first year. Second year, I went in with a great mindset with my friend Luke. Like we gained a strong bond and helped each other out a lot through college. And through college, I started to get merits and distinctions, and the other people on the course were like, Tom's got distinction, Tom's got merit, which made me laugh because at the time it really actually got to me because I was still young. I had just left school. Obviously, school wasn't the best this time as well for me, so moving into college, I thought, right, new start, blah, blah, blah. And the funny thing is, I thrive off people doubting me. And I know people always say it and blah, 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 but people don't actually mean it. I mean it. Everything in my life that I've done, I have proved people wrong. And I don't do it to prove people wrong. I do it because I really like what I do and I really enjoy what I do. Therefore, I'm proving people wrong just by the thing I love to do anyway. Like, it's not my intention to prove people wrong, but I thrive off it when people doubt me. So I think that's where it stemmed from, and that's why I really started to learn how to be better at what I do. And college really made me mature as a person. Like, if it wasn't for college and the people that I met at college, especially Luke, which I'm giving him a lot of credit now because honestly, it means a lot to me, especially for that period in my life. I wouldn't have matured. I wouldn't have been the person that I am today, 110%, if I didn't meet Luke, and if I didn't go through what I went through, and if the people at college didn't doubt me. And first of all, and second of all, I want to really thank my tutors because they was the best tutors I could have ever asked for. And ultimately, they ended up being like friends to me and people that I could really trust and talk to if I had a problem or if I was struggling with something. And I think that's really key to have in a situation like that because you're in such a bubble. I could have either crumbled or just carried on doing what I'm doing to prove people wrong, and that's what I did. And I'm lucky that I didn't crumble because if I was by myself and I had no one else to talk to, I probably would have struggled very hard and might have crumbled. I mean, I can't imagine me crumbling because it's just not my personality, it's not who I am, but I can't predict how life is going to pan out, especially when you're by yourself and lonely. So if it wasn't for those people, my tutors and Luke, then honestly, I would have really struggled 100%. What have I learnt so far in this quest? So through media alone, I've learned a lot about myself. I've learned how to talk to people. I've learned how to manage a business by myself. Bearing in mind, I started this business when I was 16. I had no idea what I was doing. The funny thing is, me and Luke actually was meant to start it together. We talked about it in the first year at college, and I managed to get I already had a camera, but I wanted a new camera because the camera that I had didn't have a microphone. And it started off as a music channel, so I wanted to record freestyles and stuff like that. So I needed a camera with a microphone, just for that quality. So I borrowed money off my dad, which I ended up paying back in the long run. And it kind of just went from there. Luke sadly wasn't able to afford a camera, but I said, if you want to get involved, feel free, blah, blah, blah. But I think he was so fixated on what he was trying to figure out what he wanted to do. He didn't want to join the quest, which I respect because he actually wants to be a writer. He's done a creative writing course and now he wants to be a novel writer and stuff like that. So respect to you. You found out what you want to do. You found your niche. And I respect you a lot for sticking to that. So now me progressing, I just started a YouTube channel, not knowing what to happen. I was charging £20 music videos. I didn't really know how to price my work. I didn't know what on earth I was doing. I was just doing it because I wanted to gain experience. I was learning all this theory at college, but I wasn't doing anything that much practical to kind of put it into practice. We did 1 or 2 projects in college, but I really wanted to dive deep into it. So I just jumped off the cliff really and didn't know what to expect. But now I'm flying. That's how I'd put it. That's how I really would put it. But the thing is, media is a thing that you're always going to be learning. So I'm still learning now, and I always will be learning. But personally, I've learned a lot of things. I've learned social skills. I've learned how to accept things that you don't really know, but you're going to go for it anyway. I've learned how to take risks. I've learned how to build friendships and bonds. I've learned professionalism. I've learned manners. I've learned so much in this quest, and I'm very, very thankful for it. and I'm going to continue learning. That's why I'm doing this podcast as well. So when I talk to people, I can understand their mindset, understand how they did certain things, and put it into my adaptations as well, and for other people listening to do their own thing as well. So I think it's a very important podcast, this. I think it's very key for creatives to listen to and to understand and evolve as a person, because in this creative industry, you always need to be learning. And that's the key thing, I would say, honestly. Now, what motivates me? I've kind of already gone over that a little bit, so I'll leave that question for now. But yeah, basically, people that doubt me. I love doing things that... I love proving people wrong, basically. And another thing that motivates me really is doing something you love. If you love to do it, then you're going to be motivated to do it anyway. So find something that you really enjoy and go full force into it. That's what I would say. So what motivates me really is doing something I love to do. So what is my dreams? My dreams are to basically film a feature film, which everyone probably knows and everyone wants to do in media anyway. But I've got so many different dreams as well. So I want to build a studio, which is called Air Studio, and it's kind of like a creative hub for everyone to come in and get involved. So not just filmmakers, but music artists, producers, tattoo artists and stuff like that. So it's just like a creative hub where everyone can go and get everything they need in one place. So I want to build that in the next few years' time. Also, another dream is to have Airs Films as a proper independent media business. So I'm doing film productions and doing so many different things. I want it to be an actual fixated production team rather than it just be a solo mission or people just grabbing in for certain projects. I want it to be a unit and a team. Sorry for the little bit of confusion there. I was just looking at the paper to see what the question is. So how do you stand out? And now I think with this, it's all about finding a niche, finding you through what you do. So it takes time and I'm still trying to figure it out, but what makes me stand out as a person or as a business is I always want to innovate, I always want to create something new, I always want to adapt, and basically always learning. That's the thing that I've said it a few times in this. Always learn, always want to know how to learn and do different skills. That's the best thing I can probably say, and that's what makes you stand out. Learning and doing different things, looking at other people's work and saying, I love that, but how can I do it myself? And really do something extraordinary, do something different, do something that you're not scared to take a risk. And look, during this lockdown, people have been playing on Xbox, watching Netflix, doing all these things that demotivate you from doing things. I've been the opposite. I've been so motivated. I've been doing YouTube videos almost every day. I've got this podcast series. I'm learning different things. I did the Beats advert. I'm just experimenting with this time that I have now to learn and adapt on different things. I'm starting to dive more deep into After Effects, and that place is a new world to me. I've never even dug that deep into After Effects. So I think what makes you stand out is you wanting to learn different things and then putting it into your own work and adapting new skills. And that's what makes you stand out, because ultimately you're going to put those new things into big production work or into different things. And ultimately, the things that you're learning and the things that you're willing to take risks on are the mainly projects that you learn the most from, and probably the projects that always turn out the best as well. So I think it's just taking risks and learning new skills. And I'd probably also say that standing out is not always from your work as well. It's always like, I think to be successful, it's all about personality as well. So just be true to yourself. Don't try to be someone that you're not, because you can only hold up to that for a certain amount of time. You can only pretend to be someone for so long. That's why a lot of vloggers end up kind of going into depression and a lot of different things, because they projected so much energy through when they're vlogging, and then when they meet them in real life, they have to continue being that character when really truly it's not them. And I think that's the best thing about being true to yourself. And that's why I always believe like staying true to yourself is always the best. And with my videos, with my YouTube videos and my tutorials, I'm not like, hey guys, welcome back to another video, because that's not me. I'm just speaking how I would speak, and yeah, that's just who I am, and I think that's what makes you stand out as well. Just being true to yourself. Um, and that's all the questions I've got down. I probably should have asked the internet what did I want to know about me, but I think that's it really. I think I just wanted to put something out there because obviously I didn't end up filming the scheduled podcast, which I'm pretty sure I probably will film this week still. But I just thought I'd do my own and just put a little bit of knowledge out there for people. Miles actually said I should do one by myself, so here it is. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, stay tuned for more podcasts. This is Socialcast episode 6, I believe. So yeah, plenty more in the pipeline. A lot of good people actually I've lined up for, which I'm very grateful for and I'm very appreciative for. So yeah, I'll see you in the next.